Okay, we're on lesson 22 today, which is page 113, and it's talking about equal groups and stories that have fractions in them. So down at the bottom of the page, you'll see that the problem says 2/3 of the 12 musicians. So the idea is to take 12 musicians or 12 things and put them, because we're talking about thirds, we want to divide that 12 into 3 groups. So 12 divided by 3 would be 4 in each group. Okay, so that's a total of 12, and we have them divided into thirds. So this is 1/3, this is 1/3, and this is 1/3. So the problem says 2/3 of the 12 musicians played guitars. How many of the musicians played guitars? Well, here's the 2/3. 1/3 and 1/3 is 2/3. So how many does that equal? Okay, there's 4 in this row and 4 in this row, so it's a total of 8. So 2/3 of 12 equals 8. Okay, now let's look at the next page. It says Corey has finished 3/4 of the 28 problems. All right, so we have 28 total problems, and they're divided into 4 because it's fourths. It says 3/4. So 28 divided by 4 would mean that there's 7 in each group. So if we break it up into 4 groups, each one of them has 7 in it. I'm not going to put X's in this one. I'm just going to write the number 7. And each one of these is 1/4. All right, so the problem says Corey has finished 3/4 of the problems of the assignment. How many problems has he finished? Well, there's 1/4 is 7, and 2/4 is another 7, 3/4 is another 7. So 7 plus 7 plus 7 is 21. He's finished 21 of the problems. So 3/4 of 28 is 21. All right, so then let's look at the next one. It's money. Everybody always likes to talk about money. It says, how much is 3/5 of $3? Okay, so we need to divide $3 into 5 pieces. So $3 divided by 5. Remember, bring the decimal straight up. 5 doesn't go into 3, but 5 goes into 30 6 times. And since we're talking about dollars and cents, we'll leave that at 60. So 1/5 of $3 is 60 cents. So if we break it up into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups, each one of these is 60 cents. So that's 1/5, that's 1/5, that's 1/5, that's 1/5, and that's 1/5. So back to the problem, it says how much money is 3/5 of $3? So we would take, there's 1, 2, 3. So we'd have 60 cents, either 60 plus 60 plus 60, or we can take 0.60 times 3, which would be equal to $1.80. So 3/5 of $3 is $1.80. Okay, another one on page 115. It says, what number is 3/4 of 100? So we have a total of 100. We're going to divide it into 4 groups. So 4 into 100 is 25. So we have 4 groups, and each one has 25. And each one of these is 1/4. And this one wants to know how much is 3/4 of 100. So there's these three. That's each one is a fourth. So 1/4, 1/4, 2/4, 3/4 would be 25 times 3, which is 75. Okay. All right, now the next one is talking about a percent. Which a percent can be thought of as a fraction also. So it says, what percent of a whole circle is 1/5 of a circle? Okay, so that means, and it's asking for percent, so we want 1/5, so we're going to take 100% is the whole circle, right? 100% of anything is the whole thing. So divide it by, it wants to know fifths, so divide it by 5. Okay, so each fifth is 20%. So if we break it up into 5 pieces, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, each piece is 20%. So 1/5 is 20%, 1/5, 1/5. And you'll notice on all of these, if you add all of these numbers up here, it's always going to be equal to 1. So this one is asking, what percent of a whole circle is 1/5 of the circle? So part A is 20%. That's just one section. What percent of a whole circle is 3/5? So that would be 20, 40, 60. 3 of those sections is 60%. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, let's look at a couple of these practice. It says draw a diagram to illustrate. Okay, 3/4 of the 12 musicians. I think we did one. Oh, that was 2/3. Okay, so this time it's 3/4, so we're going to take 12 and divide it by 4. So each piece is going to be 3. So we have 4 groups, and each piece is going to be 3. And that's 1/4, 1/4, 1/4, and 1/4. And the problem is asking for 3/4 of the musicians. So that would be 3 plus 3 plus 3, which would be 9 musicians. Okay, the next one is 2/3, so we would divide that into groups of 3. 450 divided by 3. Bring the decimal straight up. 3 goes into 4 once. 3 goes into 15, 5. Okay, so each third is $1.50. It's 1/3, that's a third, that's a third. And it's asking for how much is 2/3 of 450, so we'd add 150 plus 150, which is $3. All right, so the denominator of the fraction tells you how many groups you're going to break it up into. Okay, so you'll divide that denominator into whatever your total is. So in the next one, the total is 60. The denominator of the 4/5 is 5, so we divide 60 by 5. So each group is going to be 12. So we have 5 groups. And each one of these is 12. And over here, the fraction is 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, 1/5, and that one asks for how many is 4/5. So we'd take 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12, which is the same thing as taking 12 times 4. So that would be 48. All right? Okay, so that assignment, lesson, let me see which one, 20, what is that? 22 is due, will be due on Friday when you take the test. All right, so you guys have a good day. Thank you.